Hey you guys, so today I wanted to do a look for you that I've been wearing a ton. It's super easy and quick. It's a really just like neutral, pretty, and really easy to do. Alright, let's jump into it. Stefan, you just ruined my whole intro! My motherfucking brother is watching me record and I'm like, I ask him one thing, I'm like, dude, can you just be quiet while I film? And he's like, sure Sam! I will! And like the other morning, so my brother was staying in my guest room, and the other morning, he gets up in the morning. I'm not up yet, first of all. So he gets up in the morning and he like is humming, and he's singing, he's getting into the shower and whatever, and then he gets into the shower and he picks up my shampoo and he's like, I love juicy shampoo. Okay, alright. I'm like, why do you need to read every single label out loud nonetheless? Like, what the fuck? Suffice to say, he's never staying here again. Anyway, let's jump into it. I want to quickly show you guys how I've been doing my brows because I've been doing them a little bit different lately, and when I was on Periscope yesterday, a couple of you had asked me if I could show you guys what I've been doing, so here we are. Basically what I'm into right now is a little bit of a kind of more natural looking brow. So what I do is I use just a lot of colored brow gels to kind of help shape the brow, and then I just fill it in really lightly with powder afterwards. Ooh, excuse me. So I'm going to take my Benefit Gimme Brow in dark first, which you guys know I use pretty often in my regular brow routine, and I'm just going to go ahead and start to fill out my brows with this. Tinted brow gels are awesome if you are kind of just starting out doing brows, because I remember the first time I ever did a brow, I was like, holy fuck, like this is so much. Like it was just too crazy for me basically. And I didn't like it because it looked too dark and too heavy. And I also didn't really know how to fill in my brow. So like if you're struggling with it right now and you're just not really sure what to do, try and pick up a tinted brow gel so that you can kind of start to figure out where it is that you have spots that you need to have filled in and what doesn't need to be filled in. So the next brow gel that I'm going to grab is from Urban Decay. It's the Brow Tamer. I believe it's in dark brown, I think. And I've wiped off the brush a little bit just on a tissue so that it doesn't have as much product on it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. And I'm just brushing my brows upwards towards the front, and then I kind of start to brush them sideways towards the end. Basically, you want to brush them the way that your hair naturally grows, and you can see kind of on this eyebrow, I hope you can see, that it grows up a little bit more straight towards the front and then sideways towards the end. So this is already the difference between my two brows just with those brow gels. What I'm going to do now is basically just add like the tiniest bit of powder where I need it, like on my end here because I have a short brow on the end. And that's going to be pretty much it. So it's super quick, really easy, and it just looks like nice and more natural throughout the day. I kind of have been liking doing a more natural look to my makeup just because when it starts to wear off towards the end of the day, I prefer how natural makeup wears off as opposed to like how dramatic makeup wears off, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to grab my dark brown eyebrow color kind of thing. It's from the Anastasia brow palette. And I'm just going to basically take that powder and just really lightly flick it in. And I'm going to be doing this in, again, kind of like hair-like strokes. And then I'm going to spend quite a bit of time brushing out that excess product so that we don't get any harsh lines. If you like harsh lines, that's totally cool, but for me, I'm just going for kind of a more natural looking shadow as opposed to like actual like boom power brow, you know what I mean? So yeah, whatever you like, just go hard and yeah. The other thing I like to do when I'm filling in my brows is kind of look at them from different angles. Like I'll take my compact mirror and just kind of move it around, because sometimes when it's straight on, it looks really good, but then when you kind of take your mirror down a little bit more like this, you can see where there's patches that need to be kind of shadowed in because it just looks like there's no hair there and then like a ton of hair. So try moving your mirror around and just kind of getting different angles of your brow. I mean, I know this isn't that big of a deal, but I just want my brows to be looking fleek from all angles. So that's pretty much where I'm going to leave my brow, and I would set it with a clear brow gel as well, but this is the difference between my brows. So it's a lot more natural. Usually I do kind of like a heavier, more like sharp defined brow, but I've just been liking doing it just a little bit more natural, not too natural. just a bit. So first I'm going to take the color Fawn from Anastasia on my Smith 232 brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring that into the crease just as a transition color, and also to add a little bit of depth because this is going to be the only crease color we're going to use. This is a super, super easy eyeshadow look. It's really, really quick. So I'm just applying that into the crease and blending upwards, and then I'm also pulling it down onto the lid a little bit just so that there's no kind of like division between our lid color and our crease. Next, I'm going to take the color Amber from Anastasia, and I'm going to be grabbing a MAC 239 shader brush, and I'm going to go ahead and spritz some Fix Plus on that before I dip it into my shadow, just to make the shadow a little bit more intense and the color payoff even better. So I just take 2 spritzes of Fix Plus on my brush, and then I just really work it into that eyeshadow. Anytime that you wet your brush with shadows that you feel like don't have the same kind of texture payoff when you swatch them, it's going to really, really help to bring that texture out, if that makes sense. Like whenever I have like super metallic shadows that are really, really gorgeous when I swatch them, and then sometimes when I go in with my brush it's just not as intense as I'd like it to be, I go ahead and wet my brush and it makes it show up a little bit more true to the swatch texture. So I'm just patting that right onto my lid, and I'm bringing it right from that inner corner to that outer corner there. And then just for a little bit of extra sparkle, I'm going to grab Lit Cosmetics Champagne Wishes, it's called. It's just kind of like a champagne-y gold with some blue reflex. What's the name of this? Champagne Wishes. And then just for a little bit of extra sparkle, I'm going to grab Lit Cosmetics Champagne Wishes, it's called. It's just kind of like a champagne-y gold with some blue reflex in it. And because my brush is still a little bit wet, I can actually just dab that right onto the lid. I don't have to worry about putting down a separate glitter glue or anything like that. If you do have a little bit of fallout, you can just kind of take your concealer brush, and I just like to push upwards with it, and that kind of picks up all the glitter off my face. I'm going to take that first color Fawn again on a Sigma E45 brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring that under my lower lash line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start my winged eyeliner like halfway on my eye, so it's just basically the outer corner that I have winged. I like to do this because when my eyes are watery or when it's something I'm going to be wearing all day, it's typically my inner corner that starts to kind of come off first or get runny or whatever. So keeping my liner off that inner corner, it just is really nice for something that I want to wear for like a long, long time. So basically I'm just going to take that tip right on the middle of the eye, and I'm going to make sure that I don't make it too thick on that inner corner, or like halfway on the eye rather, so that I don't have to do like a super thick line. You want to keep it nice and thin. So just do a thin line all the way across, and then go ahead and do your winged eyeliner like you normally would. And I'm using the KVD Trooper Liner, the tattoo one, which I really, really do like. I know I tried the ink one and I was like, this is trash, why does everyone like it? But yeah, I was using the wrong one. And that's just all we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take the color Rich Brown from Anastasia, and I'm just going to grab that on my Real Techniques, what is this brush called? Accent brush. Hold on. I'm just filming, can I call you right back? Sorry, lol. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take that Rich Brown, or whatever I said it was, deep brown or something like that, and I'm going to go ahead and just bring it under my lower lash line. And just accentuate the old eye bag. Do you think I say bag weird, Seven?
A little bit, yep.
How do you say it?
Bag?
You said it exactly the same way!
No, you said bag.
You're such a piece of trash. I said it exactly the same way!
No, I say bag, you say bag.
Whatever. Anyways, whatever. I'm going to take this little brush. I don't know what it is. It just looks like a little pencil brush. And I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of Fix Plus and grab that color Amber that we used on the lid. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that on my inner corner. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply half lashes. When I'm applying half lashes, I do like to curl my lashes before putting them on, which is rare. But I really, really have been liking half lashes a lot, especially when, again, like I want to wear makeup for a long amount of time. It's way nicer to wear half lashes. It doesn't make my eyes water as much. They're not going to pop off the inner corner or outer corner as easily because there's not as much tension because it's a shorter piece of lash. You don't have to go and buy specifically half lashes. What I like to do is when I am basically almost done using a lash, like, you know, when they start to get really gross and just grimy and just like they are like borderline not eyelashes anymore, I just like to cut them in half. And a lot of times I'll take the inner corner, like if you cut it right in half, I would take this part instead of this part, and I just stick it on my outer corner. It's a really great way to basically like recycle lashes if you are running through them and you don't want to like throw out, you know, $30 mink lashes you just bought, or even $5 lashes you just bought. It just looks awesome and they're super comfortable. And if you're somebody that has a hard time putting on lashes, half lashes are super quick and easy. They're really, really comfortable to wear if your eyes are finicky and watery and stuff like that. So yeah, half lashes are basically the way to go is what I'm trying to get at. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my mascara like normal and I'll show you guys the finished look. So this is the final look. So that is everything, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this look and learned something cool today. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Alright guys, peace out.